What is going on, guys? It is Tyler the Jeep guy, and we are out here in the beautiful Black Hills of South Dakota. Today, I am just putting around. Not really a goal for the trails I'm hitting today. Just figured I'd get out and explore a little bit. It's the first of the year. Now, I figured while I'm out here, I should take the time and opportunity to kind of go over what's in store for the future. I mean, it's 2021. We got a whole year ahead of us. 2020 for YouTube, I feel like we did pretty good. We went from like 100, well really it was like 84 subscribers all the way up. Last I checked we were at 547, so that's been a huge accomplishment for me in the channel. I know it's not huge, but it's enough for me to feel like we have an audience watching all our adventures and the little how-tos that we've been posting. But yeah, rolling into 2021, I've got a lot of projects. I've got a couple small things. I got one big thing, you know, mainly just upkeep that I'm trying to get done on this Jeep too, which is hard because it's a Jeep. But I'm going to go ahead and jump right into what we've got going on, what's on the back burner, and the stuff you can expect to see this year.
The thrill of the wild. One vehicle captures that feeling with the strength and agility to master most any terrain. Nothing stands in its way. Jeep, like nothing you've ever driven.
There's a feeling you can get only in a Jeep.
So for starters, this season I was able to be a trail guide for Jeep Jamboree, which has been a goal for a very long time of mine. I'm really proud of myself for being able to accomplish that goal. It's been a lot of hard work to get to there. Definitely, I don't think was handed to me. I feel like I worked extremely hard to get there. But with that being said, coming into the 2021 season, I learned a couple things. The trail that I was spotting for is called Iceman, and it's a difficult trail. I, at this point, know it pretty well, but for a small rig on 33s, it can be pretty tough. There was times where I fell back a little bit just trying to get through it myself without a spotter or anything. To catch up to the group and get everybody else through. So coming into 2021, I've got a project that I know I'm going to be doing and one I'm still on the fence about. For sure I'm doing unibody stiffeners just because my unibody did take a little bit of a beating through that. I've got a couple smashed in points on the unibody under here from where I landed on rocks, and I know exactly where it happened. I know it's almost like a tank trap. Everything's just spaced apart so perfectly, it's so difficult to get down. But coming into 2021, I am going to be getting stiffeners on here, hopefully before September. I know that's a long ways away. I got some time to do it, but hopefully I can get those done. So the next project that I am just on the fence about is trying to get 35s under this. I really want to run a 35 by 1050 R15, and there's only one tire in that size, and that is, I believe, Canadi mud terrain, and it's a 35 by 1050 R15. I'm dead set on that. I don't want to run 1250 wides or anything like that. I know that's going to be a much superior tire over a 1050, but I absolutely love, one, the pizza cutter look, two, having these 1050s in the 33 on this now. I feel like I'm able to cut through snow, a lot more obstacles. I like the width of the Jeep already, and I don't want to go any wider. So I'm still on the fence about that. I don't want to set the rig up for one type of tire and only be able to run that one type of tire, being the Canadi mud terrain. So we'll see. I might pick up a set and just test run it, and really all the Jeep needs for that is bump stopping. I just have to adjust my bump stops, which how I have this set up is fairly easy to do. So we'll see. We'll see coming into this year if Judith gets 35s. So as you know, after Jamboree this year I went on a club run and Judith ended up taking some body damage, which really isn't a big deal. This thing's covered in hail already. But it was on the quarter panel, and even today, every time I see it, makes me think of that day, which is whatever. It's a Jeep, it's gonna get damaged. However, I was able to get some JCR quarter panel armor with the rub rail, and I was able to track down, and it's a purely cosmetic upgrade that I have wanted since I first laid eyes on Judith. I was like, I saw it, I was Googling Cherokees and I saw someone had them. I'll leave that as a little surprise coming into it, into this year, but I have always wanted a pair of these so bad, and I've never been able to find them. Every time I did find them, they sold before I could even try to get them. So the fact that I have some now, they need cleaned up, but whenever I get that quarter panel armor into the rear, I am going to be putting those on. The quarter panel armor, 100% functional. That's going to do the job I need it to do, keeping rocks and giant tree stumps out of the quarter panels and everything. So next project that I have got going on for Judith the Jeep is a pretty big one. I was able to get a really good deal on the drivetrain to a two-door Cherokee. Now, if you're a Cherokee fan and you watched anything and everything Jeep Cherokee related, you would know that back in the mid-2000s there was a TV show called Trucks, and it's still around today on Power Nation. And they did a Cherokee that had been wrecked. It was called the Cheap Cherokee, and I'm going to show a couple pictures here. Somehow a friend of mine in Custer ended up with the Cheap Cherokee, and I wanted to buy it so bad. That was the first Cherokee I ever saw. I was in high school when I saw that. Watched that series, and ever since then that was one of the vehicles like, oh, I'd love to have one of those one day, and well here we are. But that's not why I'm talking about this. So the Jeep eventually got sold, and I didn't really know what happened to it, where it went, and I found out that Dakota Customs here in Rapid City, South Dakota, or Blackhawk, South Dakota, ended up purchasing it. They had a couple parts that I had bought off of them, and I realized that they had the motor and transmission as well as the differentials at their shop. The Jeep was long gone, but I kind of talked back and forth and we agreed upon a number that worked best. That's something I could afford. And he sold me the drivetrain for the Cheap Cherokee from Trucks. Now, if you watched that series, you know they did a low buck 4.6 liter stroker in that thing, which I was able to pick up. It is for a Renix era. It's got a distributor and everything. So I'll have to go through and convert it to distributor-less, put in a cam position sensor and a couple other odds and ends. I was also able to pull the front locker out of there. I do have a limited slip in the front of Judith right now, but I think I would much rather wire in. It's an Auburn etched electric front locking differential for the Dana 30 high pinion. So I'm probably going to swap that in. I still have to change the diff fluid in this thing anyway, so it'd be a good upgrade to do whenever I go to do that. So that's about it. That's what I got in store for 2021. I'm really hoping that I can use YouTube to hold me accountable. Like I said, I really want to get those unibody stiffeners done by September, and that's pretty much the only hard plan. I would like to get started on that motor at some point this year, which I think I should be able to do. That shouldn't be a problem. But now I'm going to spend the rest of the day going and exploring. There's one spot that I've been up tons of times, but I've never done it, and a lot of snow. We got some snow out here. There isn't a ton. I'm hoping there's going to be more down there, and we'll just go and have a good time. I'll make sure to bring you guys along with me. I came in on this same trail and I haven't made any of this noise. That couldn't have been more perfect timing. Well guys, the sun's going down, it's getting cold. We're gonna end today's adventure outside Hill City at the old Hill City mine. Now I don't know too much about it, but I'll make sure to do my research and share it with you guys. Overall, today was an absolute blast. I told myself I was gonna do a couple things. I was gonna go for a hike, I was gonna find an old mine, and I was gonna put the Jeep in 4-low. We got to hike Bikini and T-Back. We got to find the old Hill City mine, which has been on my radar for a while. I just haven't ever had the opportunity to come out here and find it. And we got to put the Jeep into 4-low. So I hope you guys had a great New Year's Day. I hope to catch you out there, and keep on Jeeping on.